All right, welcome back to We Talk Tech, everybody. We have a fun episode today, and we have something new here. We don't have a lot of times have entrepreneurs on, but we have a local entrepreneur on today who we know very well.
I know Will Wang with Leafi Home. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm also really excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We've been working with your company for a number of years now, and it's about time we brought you on to learn a little bit more about the great work that you're doing. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. It's been a few years talking to you guys, working on this project, learning a lot from the community, and yeah, I'm looking forward to share all that interesting stuff.
So, Will, you are the co-founder and CEO of Leafy Home. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, oh, you can see there's a logo right there. Purposely, that was
Strategically
something that we
placed.
use for trade shows. Yeah, I was just hiding it back there. Yeah, so Leafy is a company we founded about 4.5 years ago. At the time, like we were just looking for a solution to automate our window blinds at home. It was for our personal needs. Yeah. Like my wife, she was carrying a baby, walking around our townhouse, opening and closing all the window blinds 10 times a day for the baby naps. And yeah, so that was the beginning of this whole journey, and then decided to do it full time and realized there's a lot of potential for this little device to help other people in their day-to-day life. So yeah.
I was talking to Ian today about this, and when we first were introduced to you, and I can't remember that, but it was early on that you thought
Oh,
that people
I
with
remember.
disability
Yeah.
are prime for this device. So what? How did you get introduced to TFL?
I think it was you, Wayne.
Your memory's better than mine.
I know, but it's very crystal clear to me because I was struggling to do my customer discovery. It was right. I think it was right before COVID. By end of 2019. Yeah, because that's when I had this very early prototypes. I don't know if I have it on my desk. It was a really ugly thing that trying to show people, hey, it's possible to turn your existing blinds into a smart one without breaking the bank, and then trying to understand who can benefit the most. So I think I remember on that day, I was calling random people, organizations. I was visiting some senior care homes, assistant, like those group living homes. And I came out in a parking lot and I thought about, hey, what about nonprofit organizations? I start searching on Google, and that's how I find Technology for Living. And made a phone call in my car. I parked in the Burnaby Library parking lot. And when you're the one who picked up the call, and then I started asking, hey, do you know like about smart home and all those things? And then immediately I realized, hey, I'm talking to the right person who knows about this. Yeah. So that was the beginning. That's how we started the conversation, and then I believe from there, because you Technology for Living, you already provide a lot of different solutions to your memberships and helping with their day-to-day needs. So there were like naturally window blinds automation is a popular need. So I think at the time you already have Soma as part of your lineup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't you take a look at our solution? Maybe it's better. I'm open to hear some feedback. And then, so I think we set up like a follow up meeting in person. So brought in our prototype. It was on a wooden window blinds rack,
Yep,
and then came
yep,
into
I
your
remember that.
office. Yeah. So that was literally that was my first public like presentation actually about this product.
I felt bad after that because I think that was the time you came in. You guys tried setting it up, and our Wi-Fi was awful that day. So if that was your
Oh,
first time, bring it
That
in.
was the second time,
Oh, that was the
actually.
second time. Okay.
I think that was the second time. Yeah. The first time was with something even uglier. I don't think we had, oh, yeah, we had some demo, but it's already connected to our phone. And we just showed you, hey, you can do this with your phone. The second time we actually brought in to show you remember this one? This is the beta prototype. It was 3D printed.
Right, right.
So this is the one that had a lot of trouble connecting to your office network during that demo. And that's a day I'll remember forever.
They're real. So this product that you have there, Nova, this is a a window blind opener that works with Google and Alexa. I probably shouldn't have said those words on here. I apologize for everybody. I just woke up with smart homes, but it integrates with smart homes to control it. Tell me a little bit more about the product.
Yeah, so essentially, this product is it allow you to motorize your existing window blinds and with smart home technologies, and you can do all of that within like 30 seconds from that whole conversion process without any tools, no glues, and then you can start controlling through the mobile app. You can use voice controls through one of the supported smart speakers, and of course, you can put a schedule through our app. So your window blinds will open and close based on when the sun rises, sun sets. So all of that is part of the convenience that we can offer. And eventually, you don't have to think about window blinds anymore. And then I think the best part is after this years of engineering, the battery life has reached like a new, I guess, like record for us. It's about like 10 months that we're looking at on a single charge. So that really helps to, to really set something and forget about it.
So Nova was launched at CES this year, correct? 2024.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So we spent about 3.5 years, 3 years, to actually develop the product, going through different phases of prototype. And then this year at January, we decided to launch the product at CES show. And we actually went there in person. We have our own booth to show the world. CES has like people from all over the world and tell them about this solution, and it was very exciting to hear a lot of the product was very well received. We were covered by quite a few like US based accessibility focused media as well through the CES. So that was very exciting to talk to a lot of people. Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit because we talked
Yeah.
about how we got together early on and hopefully we were able to help you. But you've had our peers involved as well. A couple of our
Mhm.
different peers trying the products. And
Yeah.
what in your mind, why was that important to you?
It's about why this product exists, I think. Yeah. So like when I quit my full time job to do this, like I had a comfortable life, decent income, but I always feel I wanted to create something that helps people in their day to day life, and that's exactly why I decided to do this. And especially after that phone call with you, Wayne, I have to be honest with you. I realized, hey, this thing can really dramatically help someone in their day-to-day life in a way that I have never imagined before. And then after visiting Technology for Living, like understanding the user stories, I even went to visit a couple of your peer support members' home to understand how they might benefit from this. I even talked to the caregiver that was there at the time, and I realized a product like this really helps them to live more independently, and that happiness is something that also makes me very passionate. Nothing is more exciting when you have, as an engineer, you develop some solution that really makes people happy, that you can see it. Yeah, so I think that's the part that really motivates me to really drive this to the end and then bringing it to the market. And I think like also by when I visit and talking to your tech team, your engineers told me a lot of, I guess, like issues they've seen in other related products or other smart home products. So that really helps me to bring that back to our team to discuss on the earlier in the product development to understand, hey, how can we address that earlier on, not just like afterthought. For example, the switch bot. The switch part. That's something that we really we build into our product. So if you look at the product itself, there's a port, and then that can be that's the switch port
You use that switch port then to
control.
control, like to preset.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So in our software, we can set like a preset, and then the switch port will be able to
okay,
control the window blinds. Yeah, and then so some of the product features, it's not very obvious. We don't talk about it on the website because they are the software doesn't have the support yet, but the hardware is built into here. The electronics is there. So the switch port I'm talking about here, and
okay,
this will have allow a hardwired remote or power that goes into here. And that's after I talked to one of your members to understand. Oh, to them, maybe the look is not the most important thing, but reliability is. They want to make sure it's 100% reliable, it's working. So even running the wire is worth it. So that's why we included this, even though we have like 10 months battery life. But this will allow us to have that option, right? And I think as, as the product owner, I think a lot of the times this requirement that comes from the community is also like once we can satisfy those requirements, I think for the like average user, there are many use cases as well. So in this case, a port like this that supports wired remote and power for the unit. I talked to other users like Ian, for example, if you have window that's high up in the loft kind of setting, they want to make sure it's always powered. They never want to get out there, even like once a year, right? So they really like those kind of features that's building and allowing those capabilities.
right. And that's not a special power cord you guys make. That's just a USB-C.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
nothing special about the ping or anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Will Wang, like I was fortunate enough to be part of the beta testing program, which was absolutely wonderful. It was an opportunity for myself and many other people with disabilities to provide feedback on what we liked and disliked about the initial prototype. I really, I had a lot of fun
Thank
throughout
you,
that
thank
process.
you.
Yeah, because it was a great opportunity. I found a lot with a lot of smart home devices. There's always something that I wish was a little bit different from an accessibility perspective, and I found that with your company, you were very open to those suggestions, and I feel quite proud to look
Thank
at
you.
the device sitting beside me on my window and to see the changes that I suggested that you actually implemented. So thank you for that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's amazing to hear from you on your experience, Ian. Because yeah, you're right. You were part of the beta testing program, and it's been more than 2 years now. Yeah, and then we went from this prototyping device that you remember, the USB port was on the back, and
Yes,
then you told me that's a bad position to plug in because you can't see it, right? So like this final unit, after a lot of discussion, it came. That's what took your suggestion. Now it's on the bottom. So yeah, and I think that's the power of talking to end users is to understand on like what do they actually need, and then as engineers, we take all of those back and synthesize the best solution, and then that's low cost to manufacture, but also works well, looks good. I think as an engineer, like if we don't have users like you, then we want to know the right thing to build, right? Yeah. So I think that's the best part of listening to the users and talking to people. And I think the part that this helps with people with any mobility needs, right? Not just on a wheelchair, but there's also people in our beta testing program. People, they're just retirees. They have arthritis and things like that, and they're really enjoying having this. So it's less work for them. And I'm really happy to see those use cases as well. Yeah.
You've mentioned the cost and how well it works and the installation, which is quite simple. Maybe you want to review that too with us. But what are some of the things that you find are most important in terms of comparing it to other solutions on the market? What does Leafy do better?
Mhm.
What does Nova do better?
So I think a couple of things that we stand out. Number one is the installation. So for horizontal window blinds that has a tilt vent, we're probably the only one that once you install it, you can do that without any tools, without any glues, and then all done within 30 seconds. And literally, I think Ian has one of our latest device installed. I don't know if you remember how easy it is. We have improved this whole design a lot. The second thing is the battery life. Like I said, I think our closest competitor in the market is about 6 months, and they are using Bluetooth, which means you have to purchase um,
Mm.
another gateway. Yeah, so that's additional setup, and sometimes it's not as reliable. And I guess the third thing is the software. So even though right now we're just allowing you to do voice control, schedules, and all that, but we actually have a lot of smart hardware built into here, like light sensors, temperature sensors. And then our plan is to actually use those data to automate your window blinds so that you don't have to think about the sunlight in your rooms. Um, yeah. So eventually, we're gonna launch more exciting software features, sort of like Tesla. Right? You bought it, and then there's more software unlocking exciting features. Yeah, maybe this will do some Christmas dance as well.
So do you mean when the room gets to a certain temperature, maybe the blinds will close to keep that heat out?
Yeah, and then we can interact with your smart thermostat and things like that. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
What's next for Leafy?
Um, like we're fully in production right now. And then so right now, I think the biggest thing for us is um to generate market awareness, like to get more people to know there's such solution exists. And it's not too expensive compared to like 100 Douglas Lutron and all those. This is one-fifth the cost. So right now, this is available on our own website for 125 uh, per unit and 199 for two. And then beyond that, it's a huge discount, $85 per unit. So I think with that kind of reasonable price, and I think a lot of the better users were very happy to see that we can maintain that. We figured out we spent a lot of time to simplify the design so that manufacturing cost is low, but still deliver like a good performance in terms of the battery and the motor and all of that. Yeah. So I think like in the next few months, our focus is to get out there, talk to more people, especially for our community that with accessibility needs. We're trying to reach out to more people, whether it's on the influencers, organizations like Technology for Living. We also installed demos, for example, in GF Strong Rehab Center. Yeah, so they showed to a lot of people, and so far their feedback is people really like it. Um, and so I think that's the most important thing because I realized when I was at CES, 99% of the visitors when they saw this, they never thought that's possible on their existing window blinds. Everyone thought, oh, I have to get a contractor, measure, custom design, and it's so much work. But hey, it could be very simple, just like a minute, and then you can enjoy the benefit. and then you can definitely move it around in your home as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to follow up on the availability, we do have them here. If you're a TIL member, uh, we do have them available.
Those
Our
are not
techs
empty
can
boxes,
install
right?
them. Like Will said, no, they're not empty boxes.
Yeah.
But like Will said, our techs can be there and install them, within a few minutes. They're quite easy to install. And I just wanted to thank you, Will, for being so gracious with us after, as you supplied some of these devices to us, and we
Thank you.
really appreciate the help and you looking to our members for a place to get your device to help people out.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think that's where I feel like we're really much aligned with Technology for Living. Like during the beta testing program, we also told the beta testers if anyone wants to donate the units, and they're very we expand all that, and then we end up like with quite a few donation units that's coming your way as well.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So next time when we meet, I'll pass those over.
So maybe
And
these are empty boxes then, and we're just waiting for the full ones to arrive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Oh,
yeah,
we appreciate that.
the more people tell me how they enjoying this, the more excited, the more motivated we feel, rewarding that we feel about this journey. It is definitely a very hard uh, project to go from scratch to a product that we can mass produce. There's mechanical, there's electrical, software, cloud, mobile app, and as like like a grassroots startup like us, we don't have like huge VC funding, so it's so important to have the customer support so that we know we're on the right track. Yeah.
Well, please apologize to your family if we were in any part. Uh, we played any part in you quitting your job and going on this long journey, but you've got to a good place now. It's a really great device. So we
Thank
should
you,
be
thank
proud.
you, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I will play that part to my wife. Yeah, she's worth a lot of appreciation. Yeah, with all that support in the last few years. Yeah, yeah. The maybe the funny thing is even my son, he kind of grew up with this whole project. Because remember, like when he was born, that's when we had this idea. So now he just turned 6 last month, and he's super excited when I'm fixing and building Leafi. Uh, and he knows he can even just take a paper and draw Leafy, like with a pencil. He can use a screwdriver to take it apart, put it back. Yeah,
He'll be one
everything.
of your technicians. He can come out and
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, maybe he will come out and then do some demo next time and show how easy it is to put on the window blinds. Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm not kidding. I think there was once when we finished our when we were prototyping the installation bracket, the final one that we decided to go with this final production design that Ian you used. He was able to use it without any instructions.
Wow.
He grabbed it and then he just like literally put it on not on the window blinds but next to my desk because the desk is just like window blinds, right? There's and he just put it on there and he showed me, Daddy, like I put it on. It's very secure. I was like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's great.
incredible.
Even 5-year-olds can install it. That's
I know,
fantastic.
I know. I think that moment my wife said, I think you have a good design. It should be easy to use for most people. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, it's always a pleasure chatting with you. And
Thank
we'll make
you. Thank you.
sure to put your website in the description. And uh,
Please.
like Wayne mentioned, if you're a Technology for Living member, please send us a message and we'd be happy to send you out a unit or two. And if you're not a member, check out our website and see if you're eligible because we'd love to help you out.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks again, Will. It's really great having you here and hearing your story.
Thank you
And
so much. I'm so glad to be here after so many years to tell you guys about this story. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Taylor.